Hello again, everyone, and welcome to this episode of One-on-One. I'm Martin Falls, very pleased to have with us Constable Dale Theriot. Now, you may not know him just on the surface, but if you're in Dularge in those areas, you will know him. But certainly, his claim to fame now, he's raised a son that's the police chief here in Houma. So I know he's very proud of that, but there's so much more to Mr. Dale. We're going to talk about that on this episode of One-on-One. One-on-One is brought to you by the Law Office of Waits and Downer. Let's talk a little bit about the Knights of Columbus. I know you told me when you sat down that you knew my mom and dad real well. Mm-hmm. And growing up in our household, KC was part of the household. Right. That's what they did a lot. Went to the dances, organized things, and really did a lot of fundraising for the Catholic Church. How'd you get involved in it?
I knew of the Knights of Columbus kind of when we got married, because like I was saying, our wedding reception was in that hall. Mm-hmm. The Knights of Columbus 1317 that you're talking about gave one of the best fishing rodeos that they used to have. Sure. Everybody waited. My dad even actually won a boat on one, just on a raffle one. So one day I was at the house, and I was sitting on the swing, and one of my neighbors came and said, "Dale, we're trying to start up a Knights of Columbus." And I did join the KC. And I told Nancy, I said, you know what? They said every successful businessman is involved in at least two other functions. Knights of Columbus is one of them that I got involved with. You get to meet a lot of people, mm-hmm. and never had much time to sit on the swing again after I joined the Knights of Columbus, because we were a very active council, and we still are today. Mm-hmm. We made number one in Louisiana 2 years in a row.
How many times were you Grand Knight?
One time.
One time?
Yeah.
What year was that?
I'd have to go back at least 15 years.
I remember when Dad was Grand Knight, we all thought as kids, that's fantastic. You know, mm-hmm. You're the head of the council or whatever, but there's a little pressure that goes with that too. Huh?
Oh, yeah. When we were Grand Knight, you had to make all the state meetings and different mm-hmm. things like that. And you would see how your council made out, you know, over other councils. And Knights of Columbus is all about insurance to start mm-hmm. with. That's one of the best insurances you could buy. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're still at it.
Still at it.
Keeps them rolling, huh?
Right. I've got at least 2 or 3 policies myself that you get involved with. That it's just some good stuff, you know. Yeah. There's nothing negative about the Knights of Columbus.
When did you decide that you wanted to run for constable? That
came up when I was contracting. And we had 2 kids in college. I told Nancy, I said, you know, they got an election coming up. I decided to run. I had to run against the incumbent and 4 other people. And it's been a good run ever since. I get to meet so many people, you know. Mm-hmm.
And obviously they like you.
Well, hopefully so.
They come across as just a straightforward, honest person that's going to, no BS, just mm-hmm. tell me. Mm-hmm. what it is, and let me try to give you an educated answer on how to approach it.
That's right. And when people come to me with that same question, I got this problem, I got that problem. If I know the problem, I'll figure it out with you. If I don't know the answer, I'm going to go get the answer mm-hmm. and find out what it's going to take to make things right. Being constable, you're working under the Justice of the Peace Court. What you are is the court bailiff of the Justice of the Peace. Right. When she holds her court, I've got to be there. I'm the bailiff. If papers have to be delivered, I do that. And this is only within, a constable operates only within its own ward. Our ward is 10, Dularge. I'm the same thing as the sheriff would be. Right. On the bayou. And it's great for Dularge because we're an island now. I could get to a scene faster than a sheriff deputy can. Right. And I will back up a deputy will back me up.
Yeah. Do you do weddings and all too?
No, that's for the justice of the peace.
That's justices. So constables, mainly the law enforcement
That's it.
end of it.
And that was all formed back in the day when there was not enough policemen on the road and you were in the country, that thing got settled. You didn't have to come to town. Everything's a horse and buggy back in them days.
Right.
So you couldn't just run to town and make a complaint. They might not even have a phone for you to turn one into.
For all of your cases, including those with catastrophic significance, call Waits and Downer Law Firm. So you have to stay abreast of really what Sheriff Saulnier's doing, and you have to know the rules and regulations and all that in order to keep the law, right?
Well, we go to Attorney General is our school.
Okay.
We go every year just like a lawyer does. You got to have so many hours of education with laws that have changed and laws that may be coming in place. And you got to know how to address those. If you're delivering papers, they'll even tell you how to do it. 2 constables got killed in Texas walking away from the front door.
Right.
And you just got to be trained in all aspects of the law. And,
yeah, because I would imagine an eviction can garner a lot of emotions.
Yeah, I take it serious that why is this person getting evicted? Why are you having problems? I helped one lady one time that she was going to lose a trailer. Well, I found a sale for the trailer. That she didn't lose everything she had. Right. She got paid for the trailer. You got to look at both sides of it. If these people that you may be delivering papers on is the same people that elected you to office, they're your friend also. So you got to look both ways to make sure that everybody is treated fairly.
What you're saying sort of, to me, correlates with being a builder. I bet there's many nights you went to bed. I don't know if you brought your work home, but it's sometimes when you build it. I love to build, love to do project, and you're thinking, okay, how am I going to get that beam in this spot, or how am I going to do this? Or there's always a challenge in construction that you have to figure out. Did you like figuring all that out?
Well, that you're saying that. Okay, I came with 2 or 3 times like that. Now, how am I going to do this? And it could be at 3 o'clock in the morning that's going to hit me. And that happened to me 2 or 3 times, that I went to bed thinking about it, woke up, and just like that, I done figured it out how it was going to happen.
You know what you mentioned? That's striking. You said 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Tesla and Einstein and all those guys always said, if you want to figure something out, set your alarm. Well, they didn't have alarm clock, but wake up around 3 a.m. They said that's when your brain has the most energy and you can figure anything out. I guess that's why some people wake up at 2 or 3. I can figure out more things in the morning than any other time.
It happened to me 2 or 3 times like that. One time I had a set of stairs that had to go into a house, 2-story house. Figured it out. And then when I'm finished, the house, the people tell me, Dale, he says, the architect said he didn't know how you were going to get them stairs done. Because it was right at the front door, turn, and then going up.
Yeah.
So the architect don't figure that out for you.
My daddy used to always say, measure twice, cut once.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when you're figuring things out, you don't have much margin of error, do you?
No, you don't.
Those stairs, you could be off 3/4 inch.
Well, and then material-wise, you don't want to cut something that's real expensive and do it wrong.
Was that the most challenging thing about building a house, was the stairs?
One of them. It's not something that you get to do all the time.
Yeah.
But you want to see a set of stairs, go into the first, like in Baton Rouge, where it was the first building they ever had. There's a set of stairs you would swear they're floating on air. There's nothing underneath of them. That's holding them. You ought to see
But
it.
they sort of arched them against each other
It
so they
just-
support?
They just turned and went straight up like that. That's a little piece at a time that you're building something like
I
that.
guess they created an arch with the stairs of where
Yeah.
they're going against each other,
Yeah.
like you would an arch brickway.
It's unbelievable because I'm looking at that. I say, Lord, glad I didn't get those.
Talking to you, you were a blue-collar man from the word go.
Always.
Yeah, and you're very comfortable in that role.
Right.
But you've had to always meet with white-collar.
That's it.
What gave you that ability? You seem to move through that pretty easily.
A white collar person is no better than you are blue collar. So you go in and talk to him like you know what you're talking about. You might be a white collar person, you know what you're talking about. As long as they know that you know what you're doing,
Right.
white collar will trust you to do what you got to do.
So if they give you money to build them a house, you got to know how to build that house.
That's right. That's right.
Were you always absorbing when you worked in your first job? You said you were there 8 or 9 years or whatever. Were you always just trying to learn as much as you could?
Yeah. That's you never quit learning. You never quit, especially in building. You're picking up on stuff all the time, and what it does, once you're learning and doing, next time you're doing, you're that much faster. You know,
Yeah.
I'm 75 right now, and I'm sure that knowing what I know, if you get a person that doesn't know what he's doing, I'm gonna be finished before he is.
Yeah.
It's just all in what you know.
But also it goes back to work ethic
Yeah.
too. I mean, I see contractors today. I see people pulling their hair out because the contractor tells them, I'm going to be here tomorrow with the HVAC guy, and they don't come for 3 or 4 days. But when you were building, your word is your word, isn't it?
Yeah. When I took a house on, I took it one at a time. I didn't build 3 at a time.
Right.
And if I wasn't, I'm telling people, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. If I'm not going to be there, I'm going to call you and look, I'm not going to be there tomorrow. Don't make them wonder where you are.
Right.
They got a lot of money riding on you.
Yeah.
They respect that you're going to get your job done on a timely manner. And they don't want to say, look, I'm going fishing today. It ain't going to happen. Travis will tell you, we don't fish but on the weekends.
Right.
So.
But I guess you learned that through people you work for too.
Yeah, and then the company that I did train with was very much like that. The only time we ever took off was at Christmas. No vacation time.
So how do you like being constable?
I love it. I love it. I'm 34 years into it right now, and this one's going to be up, it's going to be 36, and I'm going to do one more stint after that, then I think I'm going to hang it up after that.
Yeah. But you got to meet a lot of people, right?
Well, a lot of people.
For all of your cases, including those with catastrophic significance, call Waits and Downer Law Firm.
And I bet a lot of politicians come your way too during election time because they want to connect with everybody who knows the area. So I bet you get to meet a lot of politicians coming through the area.
Oh, yeah. I've even had some conversation with the governor that landed a helicopter right on the side of my house one time, going to one of the KC fairs.
Yeah.
She landed that chopper right on the side, and we got to talking like she was my sister, you know.
It had to be Governor Blanco.
Blanco, yeah.
Yeah, she was a nice lady.
She did, from what I remember, tell me she has Theriot in her too.
Really?
Yeah, she does. She was tied in with the bio a little bit.
I just never understood. She was so nice how she could get into that politics, but she's the one that taught me that you could really be nice and get elected governor. Not that the governors aren't nice, but she just didn't look like a politician.
No. And then she got saddled with some of the worst stuff that could have happened as a governor, you know.
Called Katrina.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And poor lady, she got saddled with that. And who's trained for that? You know, no matter who's going in
I
there.
did a 1-hour interview with her at Terrebonne High. I think 2 days later, Katrina hit. I felt so bad for her.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was just a disaster. But looking back, any regrets? You've had a pretty good life.
I don't regret nothing. No, I mean, I wish probably if I had to do all over, I was a hands-on. If I was your contractor and I was your carpenter, I would have spread that out a little bit more. I get a kick out of some people say, well, I lost my job. I say, I lose my job 2 or 3 times a year. Yeah. It's always where the next job's going to come in. You never know where your next job is coming from. But you just got to rely that you did this job good and that will travel.
Word of mouth.
That's it. And I never spent a dime on advertisement.
Yeah, your word, your word.
Yeah.
And they get to see your job.
Right. Today's world, you would hire subs that would come and frame for you. I could take a house from the cement to the top, to the shoe mold, and nobody had to teach me nothing when I finished.
Today is so different.
No,
Nobody specializes.
Nope. No.
Not in those days. And look, I don't know your other kids as well, but I know you were very proud that one of your sons, Travis, became the police chief.
Very much so.
That reflects on the family, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And I think a lot of what Travis working with us, and he knew what work ethics was.
Yeah.
And but Travis had that niche as a great detective.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
He could take something and he's going to figure it at an angle some other people wouldn't figure it out. You know?
But another thing, he learned how to cook like you.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
You taught him how to cook all them jambalayas and all.
Well, Travis, I'm going to go this way. Travis is his own man when it comes to cooking.
Yeah.
He can spend more money cooking than you. I could make a jambalaya for $10. His is going to cost $30.
Which one tastes better?
Oh, his.
All right, okay. I'm not trying to start a war on TV, but that's a good one.
He makes this pastelaya, I tell you what. That's one expensive dish.
That's all right.
He got most stuff in it.
That's as long as it tastes good.
Yeah.
In closing, if I were able to get everybody together and talk about you and say, y'all give me one word to describe Mr. Dale, or Constable Dale as they know you, what would you hope they would say?
Respect. Just that I hope I treated you good enough in your lifetime, and when I was doing my job, that I gained your respect. If I didn't do it, I didn't do my job. So all I'm looking for is respect. And if I could ever help you in any way, let me know. That's what I fall and I think about all the time. Did I do my job right? Even when I was contracted, did I do it as the best I could do for you? And if I didn't, again, I'm not going to sleep good. Yeah. I'm going to get it right.
I appreciate you joining us today. It was nice chatting with you, and keep up the great work, and good seeing you again.
It sure is. Martin, I look forward to seeing you many more years. We've enjoyed. I've been following your career since you started.
Well, thank you.
And you've done a great job, and you're great for Houma.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Deal.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
sir.
Good seeing you.
Same here.
For all of your cases, including those with catastrophic significance, call Waits and Downer Law Firm. This one-on-one program has been brought to you by the law offices of Waits and Downer.